Alrighty, hey guys, I hope you're having a good day. We are on factoring quadratics when a is not 1, 1D. So it's going to be very similar to 1C. We are practicing making our own generic rectangle, doing the insides. The main difference between this assignment and the last one is here we're going to have negative signs, and we all know it's true, negatives make things a little bit harder. Let's go ahead and look at number 1. Now we are going to use the technique for making the x that we've been using for a few weeks now, where I need a times c at the top and b at the bottom. Well, let's make sure I identify a, b, and c first before we try to fill this in. A is always a number in front of x squared, which is 2. B is always the number in front of x, which is 5. And c is the number by itself, which is negative 3. So when I do my a times c at the top, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. B is just what it looks like, which is positive 5. And I need to find two numbers for the sides. So we have a few possibilities. Now, since the top is negative, that means for our side numbers, one needs to be negative and one needs to be positive. So whatever our choices, we can have, say, 2 times negative 3, 3 times negative 2, 6 times negative 1, 1 times negative 6. Let's try 2 and negative 3. So if I use 2 and negative 3, yes, that would give me the negative 6 on the top. But when I add this together, 2 plus negative 3 is not 5. So that's not going to be it. Let's try something else. What if I had 6, or let's try 1 and negative 6. Now 1 times negative 6 does multiply to make negative 6 on the top, so that it would work for the top. If I added, though, 1 plus negative 6 would be negative 5. So I got the right number but the wrong sign. So let's try switching the signs. Why don't we try, instead of 1 and negative 6, we could try 6 and negative 1. Well, 6 times negative 1 is definitely negative 6, and this time we do have it working on the bottom. 6 times negative 1 is positive 5. I'm sorry, 6 plus negative 1 is positive 5. Now, that's not new. What's new is what we do with these numbers. I am trying to fill in this generic rectangle, and let's just go over how we do that. First off, in the top left, we just use the first term from our original quadratic, which was 2x squared. So that goes on the top left. On the bottom right, we use c just the way it is, negative 3. And then in the remaining two boxes, we're going to use the numbers that we found. And we're not just going to put 6 and negative 1 here. We're going to put this in as 6x. And we're going to put this in as negative 1x. Now again, I know some of you can see where we're going with this. We're going to want to figure out the outsides, but I want to make sure that we're 100% on doing the inside first. Because if your inside's wrong, your outsides are going to be wrong. So it's not a particularly hard process. Again, I know negatives make it harder, but again, you have 2 days to do this. I don't want to hear you complaining about that. Yeah, that's the process. So have at it.